Hey everybody, I'm Jessica Alstrom, the creator of Quantum Fitness and the creator of Manifest Your Dream Body in 90 Days Bootcamp, where I teach you basically the biology of manifestation. Every single thing that you're desiring and wanting to create is actually happening either energetically inside of you or it's not. You are that which you desire, which means every single thing that you have ever wanted your entire life is within you, right? You've heard the kingdom of heaven is within you. But most of the time, we are not in the body and we are outside in the world trying to manifest our desires, thinking as other people, affirming for other people, luring people in, convincing, working hard. But ultimately, what our role is to have the desire and know that we are worthy and deserving and allowed to have it, move into vibrational harmony and alignment, and allow it to come to you, especially with the divine feminine. I truly seen in action after coaching for 12 years that masculine energy, when it is truly connected to source, manifests very differently than divine feminine. Divine feminine is all about receiving gracefully. Notice how I didn't say work hard, prove your value, convince people, overflow people's cup, rescue anybody, save anybody, heal anyone. No, that isn't your role, divine feminine. Your divine feminine is to be holistically you, unapologetically authentic, graceful, and patient in the allowing of her true desires to manifest, which means she doesn't settle. So I would say 80 to 90% of the feminine women that I coach, when I first start working with them, they're leading with their masculine energy. Okay. So we obviously have feminine energy and masculine energy, and they're leading with this masculine energy. And their behavior is literally like, it's so repetitive. It doesn't matter what woman, they're behaving the same way. And some of the behaviors are feeling very rushed, feeling like they're running out of time, feeling like they can't do enough, they can't make enough, they can't have enough, they can't, create enough. They feel constantly like this hurry, hurry, hurry. They deal with control issues. They're very shut down with their emotions. They're very purpose minded or academia minded, which means they're really into personal development. They're really into studying all of the spiritual concept. That's kind of like their hobby. They have some sort of discord in their relationships with the divine masculine. They're usually over nurturing or fear-based parenting. They have issues with other women. They have issues in their body because ultimately, ladies, you're not a man and you didn't come here to work this hard. You didn't come here to give 1,000% and receive 5. You did not come for that. I know you had to step into that because ultimately the greatest form of creative flow for divine feminine is that she feels safe to do so. So that was what you were attempting to do by being in your masculine energy, was attempting to feel safe, which actually, when you're in the wrong role and you're literally missing the mark and you're separated from your true nature, you're never going to feel safe. But you're not going to feel safe because you're not connected to who you truly are. So I fell into this trap myself for a few years when I was going through a lot of big changes. And anytime a woman doesn't feel truly safe in a relationship, with money, with her body, she'll flip into her masculine energy as a way to kind of protect herself. And it always backfires 100%. The worst part about it is that your relationships are always going to be in a polarity. So if you find yourself moving into your masculine energy in your relationship, your partner will move into his feminine energy, and then you'll be competing for emotional comfort. You'll be doing more. You'll fall into the mother role. You'll fall into the life coach role. You'll fall into the roommate role. You'll step out of the girlfriend role. And that's when the bitterness and the resentment and anything that felt familiar is really just a kind of a trauma bond. And then you start to realize that. You start to realize that you've been in this fixer, builder, provider reality, which is all masculine. And who you are is grower, a nurturer, a lover, a thinker, a feeler, a maker, right? And none of that was about building, building, building. It was about growing her essence. And so you can't truly grow your essence when you are out of alignment with your true nature. Now, the difference in the biology of divine feminine and masculine is that masculine works directly with source to be inspired to download him his coordinates, right? Like men don't like directions, right? So when they are with source, they're fully, right, in that space where they can walk and be the hand of God. Now, divine feminine, she represents nature. So she is split into two forms: light feminine energy and dark feminine energy. And the light feminine energy is the empathic, it's the compassion, it's the loving, it's it's the, you know, the mother energy, it's the light, the playful, the fun, the inner child, the whimsy, the ethereal, the just the humor, right? The light-hearted. Think of divine feminine as day and night. Okay. During the day is play, the weather's warm, right? And then divine feminine in her dark energy is the night version of that. And the night version is not evil. It's not what we get this bad rap of dark feminine energy. It's essential that you are working with your dark feminine because she is your grounding element. She is your inner power, your strength. So when we are wounded in childhood from in our feminine energy, we'll split away from our natural dark and light holistic union. And instead of being allowed to demonstrate all of you, you are only allowed to be a part of you. And so you'll either latch on to the dark feminine or you'll latch on to the light feminine. And whatever is missing, you'll fill in the gap with either masculine energy or a very wounded form of feminine energy, which is kind of like the professional victim. Okay, so whatever that may look like. So when you are working with your masculine energy and a wounded light version of you, you're going to constantly be manifesting people that need your help, that need to heal. You're going to feel very drawn to heal them because you want to fix it, you want to provide it. And the light feminine, the compassionate empath, becomes very wounded within you. So this is why, ladies, the number one way that I help women step out of their masculine energy and into their power is to reclaim and reignite the dark and the light energies together. And the way that we do this is very fun. Okay, so one of the ways, I'll give you two different ways that you can try this at home. Obviously, we're doing this very big time because I will tell you, the dark energy, she is the inner alchemist. She's the one who's going to look at the mess you're in. She's going to look at all the trouble that has been created. And she's going to be like, yes, her job is to turn pain into power. Her job is to turn pain into potential. So masculine, his job is to find a solution. His job is to fix it. Look at where you're motivated right now. Are you motivated to fix it and solve the problem? Or are you really excited about the mess that you're in and you're like, I've got this? Because dark feminine and light feminine create the polarity and the magnetic attraction of herself to basically call forth, evoke, summons anything she could use or create to work this into a testimony. That's her job. Her job is to turn your pain into a testimony, to turn it into magic. So the light energy is this desire to shine, and the dark feminine energy works in the shadows, in the pain, in the problem, in the mess, in the past, effortlessly, and looks at all of it as like delicious ingredients to fix and evoke this magical life. So literally, if you're in your masculine, you will never create anything that produces fruit long term. Not long term. You'll be disappointed in relationships. You'll be disappointed with diets. You'll be disappointed with the gym. You'll be disappointed at work. You'll be constantly disappointed. Look at that word, You're pointed in the wrong direction. So when you move back into the harmony, ladies, of the masculine and the feminine balance, which means your masculine energy is going to be there, but it's not going to be leading. It's going to be used action. Your dark feminine will use your masculine energy to take actions, but it's very, very, very inspired, gentle, and very kind of like, it's almost like just setting things up in a way where it just works out perfectly. So I think that a lot of times if we start leading with our dark feminine energy, we get into that whole kind of kink world and dominatrix and that kind of world, because now our inner empath is suffocating and she's, wounded. And then if we don't go that direction, and we think that's, sinful, and we go all towards the light and we go on this big spiritual journey and we're saving everybody and healing everybody and we're all rigid and shut down, then obviously, which one are you? So the magic here in the biology of manifesting is to work with your holistic being. And so how a light feminine could evoke her dark feminine back up so that masculine can take a seat. Now, the number one point of this is your masculine energy won't take a step back unless you feel safe. So this is a way for you to still be in your life, like, but not of your life. You can do all of this behind the scenes in the shadows. You're going to do all of this inner connection, this inner rebuilding of this relationship within your own being. Like, this isn't going to be done like on the stage. You weren't calling people, you weren't sharing this. Like, this is just reconnection and establishing alignment and balance of a holistic being, which is you. So you're going to call her in. So there's two things that I can give you guys, since you're not all in the boot camp right now, that will help you evoke that dark feminine energy back up. And once she comes back up, she's going to be coming back up from like a reset point. So she's not going to necessarily be in that wounded space. She's going to be working towards, oh, hey, I'm here now. What do we need to do with this mess? Like, super excited to transmute this, to transcend it. She's going to work mostly in your root and sacral. Okay. She'll utilize your masculine energy in the solar plexus, but she will work in the root and sacral to build from the fertilizer to co-create with the universe that which you desire. So some of her characteristics is that obviously she's very quiet and reserved, and she's an observer. She's not a loud talker. She's not telling you, oversharing, right? She's that inner observer. She's almost like that stoic, like regal, that elegant, that soft spoken, but very confident. Your inner badass, okay? Like, your inner superhero is going to be your dark feminine. And she sees darkness and fertilizer and crap you've created as the most delicious thing that she's here to do for you. Like, she loves it. Okay. So one of the ways that you can evoke her, number one, is put down all of your spiritual practice books and all of your personal development and your hours of podcasting and all your TED Talks, and tap into fiction, magic. Like, get your inner child, your heart's desires, go on an adventure, go away from how to get where I want, how to manifest money, into fantasy land. Get into the magic that your heart is craving, the intimacy. You have this tendency to get in a relationship and over fantasize, because that's who we are. And then we over potentialize these relationships, and then they basically disappoint us because we've built them up. So where you put this dark feminine energy is into these amazing books. I recommend books versus movies, because this allows you to go on this journey completely. You visualize the characters, you feel everything. This will resurrect down in your root a part of you that has never been mortal, that never desires to be normal, and does not get joy from this boring reality. I will start evoking her within you. Secondary is that she resides mostly and works directly with sacral co-creation, your sensual energy your creative energy, how ingredients mix together and what they create, mixing that yin and yang energy to fulfill destiny. And so if you are very locked up, which most women who are in their masculine energy are very locked up in your hips, in your sciatic, in your low back, right? In your legs, your knees, your feet. If you've got any of that going on, you're leading in your masculine, and your dark feminine is literally in a jail cell. Like, so the way that you can evoke her, because this is body work, guys, the embodiment, the biology of manifestation, you cannot think your way there because you are not a thinking being, you are a feeling being, is belly dancing. It is going to be able to shake out trauma, and it is also going to be used for calling things in. Your womb of creation is where your subconscious mind is. So as your subconscious, which is feminine, who wants to be seduced and loved and impregnated with her desires, this is a way, like what we're doing in the boot camp is I have them doing 1 minute of hip thrusts as a letting go. I have them doing 1 minute of a circle 8 infinity with their hips to call forth the infinite potential. And then there's a couple of other steps that we do, but that just those 2 minutes right there of getting on a YouTube video and finding a belly dancing, go in your closet, lock the door, you know, and just like let go and then call in. And you might feel silly at first, but remember, like there's something that is so important that we don't do as a collective anymore is dance. And there, it is so freeing when you're actually working directly focused with all your energy down in your hips and allowing the music to move your body. It's going to open you up. It's going to let her free. It's going to move that sensual energy again. You're going to start feeling muscles you haven't felt in a long time. You're going to start feeling feelings you haven't felt in a long time. That mixed with your fantasy books is going to move you back into alignment. And then when she steps on the throne, watch out. You don't need a man. You don't need money. You don't need help. You don't need your parents. You don't need a diet. You don't need anything, because she'll turn the mess you made in your body into a prize. Okay. She will turn that mess you made in your finances into a huge business model if you want. She will turn those relationships back on and healthy, because guaranteed, if there's friction or problems in your relationship, something's missing. What is it? Well, if you have the problem, something's missing from you. Okay. What's missing from your money line? What's missing from your relationship with yourself? What do you long for? What have you shamed and guilted yourself into submission of? Where are you running dominant energy as protection and control? These are the questions we've got to ask ourselves. Okay, so I just thought I would share that. I haven't put out a video in a while because I was like throwing too much content out there, and I was like, slow it down, Jess. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to make a short video, and I hope this helps some of you ladies. Guys, if you have been emasculated, if you have moved too much in your feminine energy, or you don't know what that is, and you just feel less driven, you feel less motivated, you feel like, what's the point? And it's not fair. And you just, nothing really turns you on in a way that except instant gratification. Then you have to understand that your biology of manifestation is about being turned on. And I don't mean sexually. I mean turned on, inspired. So what you need is to move away from all the things you've settled for and clear the slate energetically and find out who you are and what really turns you on and inspires you, because that is spirit. Inspiration is inspirited. And what turns you on, whether it's adventure or building something or creating something or, you know, buying something, you know, doing something, is going to be over on the other side of the guilt and shame that this world has put on you. So if you could let go of all the guilt and shame, you could let go of the money problems, you could let go of the relationship problems and sit in who am I really, you would begin to get turned on again by that divine energy that works right into your body, because it's like the divine masculine is like the vessel, and spirit fills. This is why they call it the right hand of God. This is why if you look at most of the prophets and most of the philosophers of our times have been dominantly men, because when they direct connect, it's there. They are inspired to go out and build. divine feminine doesn't need to go anywhere, but she has to be connected to her dark feminine and her light feminine in order to stay in her home and let her soulmate knock on the door. So if you don't want to do anything, you've got to have a really solid connection, ladies, to both of your feminine, masculine, or feminine and dark feminine energies. And masculine, you have to be turned on from source, not porn, not women, not sports, but source. Okay. So that's your secret. So one of the ways that guys can not, read fiction or belly dance, but they can understand that women, divine and feminine, calls in through her womb and her root. This is why when you see a woman walk down the street and her hips are moving, everyone looks. You think it's because of the way she's walking, but what you're actually feeling is her dark feminine energy, her confidence, her self-awareness, and it's intoxicating. So divine masculine, their power center is their heart, is their chest. This is why you see the gorillas like, right? So actually doing some martial arts in the direction of opening up the heart, or yoga that's opening up the heart, and really sitting, sun gazing is so powerful for divine masculine. Stargazing is so powerful for dark feminine. So remember, you guys, it's not just affirmations and sleep tapes. It is about doing things with this physical body, because the kingdom of heaven is within you. And so if you're going to birth heaven out of you and get out of hell, then you're going to need to use your bodies. Okay? There is still time to join us in our boot camp. We start, but it's not live. So it's at your own pace, at your own go. We are raising the prices in January just because I have added so much more content in, like probably 30 extra videos and worksheets, because I want you guys to literally manifest your version of heaven, whether it's the perfect body, the relationship, the money, the dream house, the life, whatever it is, fixing all your family issues, you can have it. What you can conceive, you can have. What you desire was made for you. You could not desire something that you weren't supposed to have. Okay, so jump in and join us. Otherwise, try a couple of these little tips and let me know in the comments. Share if this resonated with you, and don't forget to subscribe because it really helps our algorithm. And let me know how you guys are doing.